Good morning, everyone. It's time for Best Ball Breakfast. $1,001 up top. Let's do it.
Bro, I'm telling you, hop in these drafts when these idiot streamers are trying to draft and talk to the chat at the same time. It's so plus EV, bro.
Oh no, I think I accidentally just took Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. What do we call that? A no-no.
No way, you don't have to set your lineup. That's incredible. And recently eclipsed 23%, and I'd much prefer it to be in the more 21 to 22% range.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope all of you dads had a great Father's Day weekend. I have Chris threatening that he's not going to do any drafts in July. Chris, can we get a prop bet on this? I would like to bet against you being able to go all of July without doing a draft. There's no way, Chris. You're full of shit. Good morning, DFS Texas. Recent Man's Coin NFT owner, DFS Texas. How are you doing? What is up, Dylan? Good morning. I know, I like that song too, Willis. Let's hop into it. You guys know the drill here. We hop in a Best Ball Mania draft every single Monday morning, and we are going to do it. I've been basically doing almost exclusively slow drafts other than these Monday drafts, although I did hop in one, I think it was on Friday night. And I think a couple of you caught me doing, or maybe it was Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night. All right. Who do we got? Friends and family draft. We got Alejandro 1-1. Who else do I recognize? We got Chris 1-5. I want my experience badge. I have to be getting close. What do we got? We got Silas. We got Big Marley. We got Go Bills 2020. We got Tommy Zero. All right. A classic friends and family draft. Good morning, Silas. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, Kronz. Good morning, Woman's Coin. Wow, Belair missed it. He was probably on the 9th course of his breakfast. 101 influencer there. Congratulations. Liam, what is your username? What is your username, Liam? My chess coach. I had Liam, I had a very disappointing chess match the other day. I had this guy dominated. I had turned one of my pawns into an additional queen, and we stalemated. I had him dead to rights, Liam, and he stalemated. I'm very embarrassed. We got to go back to the lab. Oh, yeah, you're Go Bills. You should change it to Go Gabriel Davis. Christian McCaffrey. Derrick Henry now going number 2. Is it a dream? Could I get Dalvin Cook at 1-4? There's no way. We're just going to have to take Alvin Kamara. What a gift. Whoa, I get Dalvin Cook at 1-4. You guys are feeling nice this morning. Look at this. I thought Saquon had been sliding lately because of his rehab concerns. And we go Derrick Henry, Saquon. Look at this. Guys, I have been doing, actually, I didn't do all my puzzles this week. I had one day last week where I went ham on puzzles, and then I fell off the wagon. I'm going to get back on the puzzle wagon today, guys. But we're doing best ball here. I know it was disappointing. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Is that good for screen real estate there? No, Willis, I will not. I actually want to talk about this because I saw your comment, Willis, when I was doing my live draft on Saturday. And I had Chase and T. Higgins. And I think I saw a comment from you in there like, I'm surprised you didn't take Boyd. I actually think the super stacks are not smart for this tournament. The contest is massive. You basically need to be thinking of this like a Millie Maker. And then it's like almost 3 individual tournaments. So like think in DFS, would you ever roster Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and Boyd in the same DFS lineup? You wouldn't do that because they would need to score, 45 plus points for all of those guys to get you there and win a tournament. And that's basically the same thing here. In weeks 15, 16, and 17, they also have a hard schedule. They're at Denver, then home versus Baltimore, home versus KC. You basically would need those guys to score 45 plus points each of those weeks to have you have that super stack payoff with the capital needed to do that. I think you could get away with it more for some cheaper guys, but having 4 picks, within, your first 8 rounds, I don't think the super stacks are the way to go for this tournament unless they're cheap or in the like truly, truly elite offenses. So I've been trying to limit it to 2 premium double stacks. My Keenan and Mike Williams, my Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. I think it's fine if you toss in the tight end there late. But yeah, 3 premium picks on a wide receiver isn't my favorite thing. Let's see. All right, this is a kind of a funky draft here. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea if Denver is going to be able to support it. The other thing you have to think about too is weather. Like on the road in Denver in December isn't generally a super fantasy friendly environment. It's why we like all these dome games too. All right, what am I going to do here? I believe I'm probably going to just go tight end and take care of that. Although I guess if Joe Mixon wasn't going to slide there. Actually, no, I might take Antonio Gibson, but not with this room. You guys are so sick. Did Waller already go? Wow, Waller went 2-2. Okay. Let's see what Chris does. I know Chris likes Gibson too. Yeah, I knew he was going to do Gibson. I'm going to do Kittle here. I still love getting that elite tight end. Waller goes here early, and I think I'll still be able to get a nice receiver at, what am I at, 3-4? Pete, how can you not be higher after the Cole Beasley tweet? Man's threatening retirement. Yeah, I was writing about this for the Fantasy Life newsletter this morning. Do you know who my kind of galaxy brain beneficiary of this is? I think it's Isaiah McKenzie, right? Because they've already used him as kind of that 4th slot receiver, 2nd slot receiver in the 4 wide receiver sets. They do the gadget stuff with him. Like if Beasley does actually retire, I don't really know if Gabriel Davis and Emmanuel Sanders' roles change that much. I'm sure they get a target uptick, but I feel like Isaiah McKenzie might be the one. Or if they get Zach Ertz, if Zach Ertz comes, then he's catching up, all those short targets over the middle. Let's see what wide receiver I'm going to be taking here. Ooh, I like this spot. Now I get either AJ Brown or Keenan Allen. This is actually a more unique start for me because you normally can't get that combo. All right, we'll do Keenan. You definitely, because you can get textured teams like this from the 1-2, but from the 1-4 is definitely unique. I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you guys. I definitely prefer McKenzie over Hodgins, but yeah, I think he will. But the Bills run so many 4 wide receiver sets that I think it's McKenzie that steps up there. Yeah, I also agree with this. I think he's just posturing on Twitter. He's tweeting through it. Court, we talked about this last week. I mean, the discourse around the 0 RB naming conventions is so absurd. I think I literally just say whatever is pissing people off the least at the moment. I think I purposefully go out of my way to even say any of these. I think I just say one running back at the top has such a beautiful ring to it. I can't spend my day arguing about what to call this fucking strategy. I don't know how they do it. These people online all day arguing about the name of this. Let's see. I know hindsight is 2020, but do you think there was a chance you could have went Jefferson in the 2nd and have a chance Waller, Kittle fall to your 3rd? Well, Waller was already gone. Waller went at like 2-2. Where did he go? Yeah, he went at 2-2. So I knew I didn't want to risk it there. And with this room, and I know Alejandro, I mean, he can confirm, but I'm almost positive he's taking a tight end there if I let Kittle fall. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I think it was very unlikely that Kittle made it back to me at 3-4. First BBM I've missed. Corey, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah. Alex was going to take Kittle there. I still love Kittle. Both. I love what he's able to do for you structurally. I love their schedule. I love banking on Trey Lance being the quarterback for that playoff stretch. I don't know. I have a lot of Kittle. I actually need to balance it out with some Waller just so I'm not too overexposed there. But man, I love how this draft is setting up because now I'm going to get DJ Moore or Godwin here. Chris normally goes Chase, I believe. He loves Chase here. Okay, he went Moore, so I'll go Godwin. Let's see. Yeah, Alex would have absolutely have taken Kittle. Alejandro repping the snapback brand. What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get from Underdog for my avatar? This is a good question. I don't think I have conviction either way. I've been taking both of them when they're there. I don't know. I guess I slightly prefer Evans, but I don't really have any strong convictions on that. A construction helmet would actually be really good, Corey. I like that. Yeah, I feel like backwards hat could be good too, but a construction helmet on a dog would be very funny, I think. Man shades could be good. It's kind of hard to do black shades though, based on like the dog. I guess they would have to be white for them to show up on the dog. So I don't know how that would work. I mean, it is really, really hard to poke holes in Mike Evans' resume. Literally 1,000 yards every single season. It's almost bankable. So yeah, I don't know. I think Godwin's really good. Like I said, I don't have strong conviction on either. 1/5 of a dog would be great. All right, I am on the clock here. Now this got a little gross. All right, I'm going to do Deontay Johnson, I think, unless there's anything I'm missing. I don't have any stacks that I love at this spot. Yeah, let's go Deontay Johnson. Let's see what else you guys are up to here. Alejandro hammering wide receiver here. Jamar Chase at 5-1 isn't bad. I feel like he's been creeping up into the 4th. Kyle Pitts in the 5th. I think that's still nice. I was inverted. Hammering wide receiver. Kamara Gibson, Terry, DJ Moore, Lamar Jackson. Interesting there. Going unstacked Lamar. Kyler here going unstacked. See, this is what's interesting to me is E. Hill in this draft. I guess I don't know why you have Zeke and you have Amari. And I know it's, by ADP a little early for Dak Prescott, but I still, in this situation, you've already made such a big bet on the Cowboys offense. You do have them playing against each other in week 17. So there's still correlation there, but I don't know. To me, this is a Dak Prescott pick. My wife is making bacon and I just got a whiff of it. And between Eric's breakfast photo and the smell of bacon, I am getting very hungry right now. Tommy, 0, Diggs, Ridley, Swift, Allen, Mark Andrews. You talk Deontay Johnson in the 5th? Yes. I actually, at all of their costs, I prefer Chase Claypool the most. But yes, I have no problem with Deontay Johnson in the 5th. Evans put up those numbers last year while nearly needing a wheelchair each game, hence why all those games where he had so many low reception yard game a lot of TDs. Yeah, he was injured for a lot of the season. And I think that's part of the appeal for Evans is even when he wasn't getting massive target totals, he was still finding ways to score. They were, scheming him in the red zone at the goal line with those things. And if, Antonio Brown, Gronk, if they become less involved in the offense because they're getting older, I still think Godwin and Evans can be the main co-alpha target hogs there. Yeah, there's definitely other ways to stack those guys for sure. I just think in that case, I want Dak with my bet on the Cowboys, and then I'd rather still grab a Rondell, a Christian Kirk, a James Conner. If I'm playing the kind of correlation angle for the playoffs, I'd rather do it that way. Yes, the hyper Rojo strategy. All we need is Ronald Jones. Everyone keeps asking this. When's the $5 going to happen? It will happen, but they need to fill up a majority of this. If they release the $5 now, everyone's going to run and do the $5, and then they might be in limbo of not filling Best Ball Mania 2. So they're going to wait until this gets more filled, and then I'm sure they will release it eventually this summer. But I think they'll have no problem filling a $5 one, even if they released it, mid to late July, early August. So I think they're just buying their time a little bit. What am I going to do here? I am going to lock up Herbert for now. And then I still like my wide receiver options after that. Yeah, it's not bad. I think if I had a pure 0 RB build, I think that he's definitely. Oh, sorry, I meant to show this one. Mike Davis at 63. In this draft room, you actually can get some wide receiver values, which is nice. I mean, running back values. Sorry, there's no wide receiver values in these draft rooms. I will check in on the board after my pick here. Of course, yes. How can we forget the shower narrative? More showers together. Okay. Maybe there are wide receiver values. I will happily take DJ Chark here. Seven picks after ADP in a best ball breakfast room with all the wide receiver hungry men. I think the stuff about the construction stuff, and I know that's been a hot topic on conversation this week, everyone trying to reverse engineer the things. I think the problem right now is there are lots of different ways to do it. We saw the guy, it's like No Bosox or something, who won the $5, and I think he had like a 6 and a 6 running back, 6 wide receiver build that won the $5. I got 5th in the $5 last year, the bubble, with a true 0 RB team. Herzig won, obviously, the Best Ball Mania with the hyper fragile team, and not a lot of stacking. I think it's pretty obvious there are a lot of ways to skin a cat in this sense. To me, though, the difference is this tournament this year is much bigger. It's going to take a lot more fragility, a lot more uniqueness to win this $1 million tournament. There's just so many more teams. So I do think reverse engineering a specific team build doesn't really make sense, but being fragile does make sense. And in general, I would prefer to be fragile at the running back slot. I should post my those running backs. I had I'll pull that up actually. Rudman grabbed it for me the other day. I can show you my team that finished 5th in the bubble as a pure 0 RB team. And the way I did it was like literally just hitting every single breakout league winning pass catcher. So here, this was my team right here. I can zoom in. Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, Calvin Ridley, A.J. Brown. Hunt was my first running back there in the 5th. Diggs, Lamb, Matt Ryan, Kerryon Johnson, Tony Pollard, Boston Scott, N'Keal Harry, Goddard, Tannehill, McKinnon, Corey Davis, Russell Gage, Lynn Bowden. Like this team got there as a pretty true zero RB team just by nailing all the league winners: Adams, Kelce, Ridley, Diggs. And then I had correlation in the playoff rounds as well. In week 16, I had a Tannehill to Corey Davis and A.J. Brown double stack with a Devontae Adams bring back. Tennessee played Green Bay. And then I had Matt Ryan to Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage with a Travis Kelce bring back. That was Atlanta and KC. There are lots and lots of ways to win. In this case, though, my RB2 was literally, I almost got a starting running back week. I'm almost on the clock here. I can't time out revisiting my glory teams. Let's see here. I might be in running back territory. I'm going to put Mostert in the queue here. I already have Kittle. I do not mind him at this price at all. Make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Wide receiver, a little bit of a tier break here. Don't need to do anything at tight end. Don't mind Michael Carter, but I do prefer Mostert already having Kittle. I didn't realize RBs would draft this hard. I would have adjusted my strat. Are RBs flying off the shelf? I feel like I just got Mostert 12 picks after ADP there. Let's see what some of these constructions are. God, this bacon smell is killing me, Lauren. Thank you, AJ. No one ever says anything nice about my teams. Yeah, Liam, you got to do these Monday drafts. This is where the running backs drop. The wide receivers fly off the shelves and the running backs drop. Let's see here. Get a little prepped for my next pick. Survey the land. I would like another wide receiver here. Sometimes this is where I go rogue on ADP in this range. This is also where I'm starting to look at my schedules for weeks 15 through 17, seeing what kind of stack stuff I have here. I'm obviously heavily invested in the Chargers. Chargers week 15 playoffs play KC. I still think Hardman is slightly undervalued here. I'm going to take Hardman a little bit ahead of ADP. But as part of my KC LA Charger stack in week 15. Sorry, Silas. I am slightly higher than market on Mecole Hardman. I think there's just so many paths to Hardman being a smash. We're already getting a couple round discount on where he was going last year. There's no Sammy Watkins. I don't really believe Pringle and Cornell Powell are much of our threat. I think he could be very productive, even with a full season healthy from Kelce and Tyreek Hill. And if one of those guys got injured, I think he would be in line for a massive target boost, especially if Hill got injured. So yeah, I don't know. I've been taking him, especially when I have teams that the Chiefs are playing in the playoffs. So they have the Chiefs schedule. They have the Chargers, the Steelers, and the Bengals. So I already have a Chargers stack and I already have a pit here. So now I have a week 15 Deontay Johnson, Mecole Hardman correlation. So I've been breaking ties in that direction. Someone must have sniped me on Mike Williams though, which is a bummer. Who took Mike Williams from me? Big Marley took Mike Williams. Yeah, he was Took him a few picks ahead of ADP. He has been sliding to me there. Normally, I get Mike Williams, but not this time. So we'll survive. Let's see. Do you even consider exposures before drafting? With how many drafts you were doing, what does that thought process look like? Yeah, so I've been checking my exposures, I don't know, maybe once every, I don't know, 10 days or so. I'm really not massively exposed on anyone in the early rounds. We can go look at my exposures one of these days. Some of my highest exposure guys are super late round guys. Like I have a lot of KJ Hamler. I have a lot of Mo Alley Cox, and I do think about it for balancing some of those out. I also think naturally it's going to balance out too once we have training camp news coming, and certain guys are going to get pushed up and down. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Mo Alley Cox where I'm getting him in the last round, come mid-August. So I don't mind loading up. Like I said, I don't think any of my exposures are really even over 25% or something right now. So I haven't really had to worry about it just because I'm kind of naturally diversifying within certain spots. Like I know, all right, I've taken a lot of Kittle. Let me grab a Waller share here. Or like I did earlier today where I've taken a ton of Chase Claypool. Let me take a Deontay Johnson share here. All right. I am on the clock again. Let's see here. We're definitely in a running back friendly portion of the draft. A little bit of a gap here. We are in Trey Lance territory. I think I'm going to do Trey Lance and be done at quarterback. This is what I've been doing a lot, especially when I have Kittle and then just being set at running or quarterback. It's been kind of my preferred combo, doing the Dak Trey Lance, the Kyler Trey Lance. Back to your question, Brian, I probably am going to have to cool off on my Trey Lance exposure at some point. But when I have Kittle, or I get an Ayuk or Debo, he's almost an auto pick for me at ADP. Again, just such a juicy, nice schedule in the playoffs. Let's see here. Yes, this would be the ultimate gift to Davis Mecole going hard. From the 7 slot, love to get Lamar in round 5 and Andrews in round 6. Were you able to do that? I don't see that in here. No, Chris took Lamar. Yeah, it's hard to get Lamar and Andrews unless you're at the 4-5 turn because they're generally going together. Shit, I'm on the clock again. I need to stop getting distracted. This is not a fun spot. I wish I wouldn't have gotten distracted here. I don't love this spot in the draft. I'm going to put Henderson in the queue in case I can't figure it out here. Yeah, I don't like this. I think I'm going to take, you know what? Yeah, I guess I'll take Henderson, but I don't love it. But I am setting up here to only have to take 4 running backs. I think with Cook, Mostert, Henderson, I'll probably grab a pass catching type back as my 4th. I'll go 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks, 4 running backs. That gets me up to 8. And then I can go 10 wide receivers, which I enjoy doing. We're going to be cranking a lot of wide receivers late here. Crazy to take QB3 Jimmy G in the last round when taking Trey. I do. Yeah, I think it's fine if you do that in like a 12-man individual league, but I don't want to be wasting a roster spot on that. I mean, you're already making a big bet on Lance. And to me, the bet you're making on the 49ers offense, if they're taking advantage of this great, schedule, Atlanta, Tennessee, Houston, it's not the Jimmy G version of this offense that's going nuclear those weeks. If Jimmy G is still the quarterback, then it's probably a ton of the running game, right? Like the version of the offense we get super excited about those weeks is, Trey Lance turns into Josh Allen and he's just unlocking Ayuk, Debo, and George Kittle. So that's kind of the bet I'm making on that. And so I don't want to bet on Jimmy G, because I feel like if I'm getting weeks from Jimmy G, I feel like my general investment in the 49ers is not going to turn out that well. And that bet that I made is already kind of ruined. So yeah, and just in general, like I want as many chances to hit on another guy that could help me out. Yeah, I mean, these are the kind of, I think, kind of micro concerns when you're trying to project game flow and stuff. I mean, it's really, really hard to do. I mean, even when we talk about schedule stuff, it's less about knowing that it's actually going to be a really good schedule and more about just building in the correlations. Like we know if one team shoots out the other team, coming back, the pass catchers, there's going to be natural correlation there. But it's really hard to project stuff like game script, leading, not chasing. I don't know how you do that other than just looking at implied win totals and trying to project how many games they're going to win. Looking at our stuff here, we are definitely going to be in cranking wide receiver territory. You know what? I am going to grab, I think this might be my first share of Nelson Aguilar. I do not think I have drafted Nelson Aguilar once, but when I see a name that's normally not here, I'm going to do it. He falls 4 picks after ADP. Pretty sure that's my first share of Nelson Aguilar, but I will start to build in some diversification to my late round picks here. New England's playoff schedule: Indy, Buffalo, Jacksonville. See, this is the thing though. These are the kind of bets you make with these teams, right? You often, what's your team, Tom? What's your team name? What am I going to do here? God, yeah, wide receiver got gross really fast. Let's I have so many. You know what? Let's do an Emmanuel Sanders in here too now. Maybe Beasley retires, get some Bills exposure. Oh yeah, you're Tommy Zero. Let's see what your team is. But I was just going to say, okay, you have Diggs, Ridley, Swift, Josh Allen. Sorry, I probably just sniped you on Sanders. Mark Andrews, Mike Davis, Landry, Marquise Brown, Parker, Beasley, Matt Ryan, Singletary. What was your comment that I wanted to highlight? Yeah. I sure hope the Bills and Falcons smash, or else I'm pretty fucked. Yeah, but that's the thing with all of these teams, right? We're largely making bets on a couple of offenses. The quarterbacks we end up stacking, and that every team is a bet on a few offenses. And if they don't smash, then the team is dead and you just move on to the next one. So I think it goes back to that whole thing of that's a tougher pill to swallow if you're only playing a few teams, because you're like, oh man, I naturally would want to play safer. It's the same thing in DFS. It's like when you play chalky teams, you feel safer, but your upside is capped. You play that contrarian play and you say, look, if this 3% play that I'm going out on a limb, if it doesn't hit, I'm screwed. Well, yeah, of course. So I think this is how you should be thinking about these teams. You're making a few concentrated bets, and if they don't hit, you're screwed. Taking 2 QBs from the same week 17 game can't be super high EV. I disagree. One of the stronger correlations is quarterback opposition, quarterback opposition, wide receiver. I mean, there's certain ADP things that make it tough. Like I'm not going to take Dak and Kyler just because I don't want to invest that much capital in it. But let me see if I can come up with a better example of one that I think would work. Just looking at some of this stuff here, trying to see if I can find a good one that would work. Okay. See, some of these quarterbacks are so gross that I don't even like it, but let's just say Seattle versus Detroit. I haven't been drafting Jared Goff, but I think it's completely fine if you have Goff and Russell Wilson, because you're hoping that it turns into a shootout and one of those teams is forced to throw a bunch. But I guess to your point, there's not a lot of good pairings. Okay, New York Jets, home versus Tampa Bay, week 17, Tom Brady and Zach Wilson. I don't mind that. I'm not like going out of my way to do that, but I don't think it's negative EV. Yeah, I think getting 2 quarterbacks is drafting like you're right, because you're saying I need this game. If I'm going to win in week 17, I need my quarterback to throw or score, 4 or 5 touchdowns. And therefore, if he does that, what is likely? The other team is having to keep pace. You need it to be a close shootout game for them to hit that ceiling. So I think those are actually pretty correlated. But as I said, going through some of these week 17 matchups, I can't find a lot of good natural pairings that make sense. Let's see here. I was going to try to maybe grab Jared Cook, but someone took him from me. I was going to grab him. I still have some tight ends that I like. Corey, we know that you're not discriminating. The skeleton key is just 4 quarterbacks of any variety. It does not matter which. I'm not forcing them in, but I'm looking at them. I'm breaking a lot of ties in that direction. Let's see here. I need to draft. I think I am going to get my second tight end. I continue to draft a ton of Gerald Everett. I like him a lot, and he's by week 9. Get him right around ADP. I am done at tight end. I got one more running back and the rest wide receivers the rest of the way out. Yes, I'm too typical. I think Everett is another guy whose ADP is going to rise here. Pete Carroll already identified him as the guy he could see breaking out in this offense. There's all the rumblings with the new look offense, the new OC. We've been talking about that on Ship Chasing, that they could be way more pass happy than we've envisioned. Schottenheimer's gone. The Tyler Lockett's already raving about the new playbook, the new offense, up tempo. So yeah, I think Everett, free from Tyler Higbee with Russell Wilson, is going to be a very nice combination here. I am going to keep drafting wide receivers. I guess we will do Diami Brown. I have a decent amount of him. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Liam. I think where we're getting caught up in a disagreement is that I'm saying it's not possible because of ADP, like again, the Dak and Kyler one. But I think in general, QB correlation is good. Like as a thought experiment, if you played Superflex DFS, using 2 quarterbacks from the same game would be smart in a lot of instances. So if it worked out perfectly with ADPs lining up, I think QB correlation makes a ton of sense. But when you go through the week 17 matchups, there aren't a lot of great pairings. So it's kind of a moot point. Nothing like an XL rum and Coke in the morning. Yeah, I wish. Actually, I don't wish. That sounds awful. No, this is cold brew. Cold brew. That's right, Phil. That's right. I will. One thing that tilts me so much in these drafts is just having to see Rashad Penny at the top of my queue all of the time. It is, I've told Leone he needs to move Rashad Penny down the ranks so I don't have to stare at him all the time. Yeah, it's been my my go-to. We did a homemade cold brew. Hits the spot in the summer. All right. I have 2 more wide receiver picks, 1 more running back pick. I think I know who I want to take for my running back pick. And I might even, actually, there's two guys I like for running back here. The question is, do I wait? The question is, do I wait? I wish the 49ers, who is your guys' favorite super off the board 49ers pick? Like the Jalen Hurd, the Richie James, who's the other one? Like an Elijah Mitchell? Like last year it was Kendrick Bourne, right? Who is your guys' favorite just super off the board 49ers pick? I need another one of those types to toss into my stacks. Yeah, okay. You guys see? All right, you guys are a little some Hurds, some Richie James, Hurd. Richie James Gallman, okay. Richie James had that massive game last year. Like, didn't he have like 185 yards and 2 touchdowns? Wow. Iced coffee is trash. Goodness. I mean, I guess I can't argue if you're going to give me $5. I'm going to take James White here. I needed a pass catching back. I already have Aguilar, so we can make a little bet on the Patriots offense being slightly better than expected. Hang on, let me go back to this. Like picking an RB in round 2 and 3 kind of trash. This is like a hot take. I'm pretty much I like hot coffee, I don't know, 8 to 9 months out of the year. When it's really hot in June, July, and August, I very much enjoy the cold brew. I also like iced coffee if I am more hungover and dehydrated. It feels a little more refreshing to me. So I can't go full blanket iced coffee trash take, but I guess I gotta respect it. What if you use that $5 to buy an iced coffee next Monday? That would really own Hodge. I think Hodge would never recover. Yeah, we bought one of these too. I feel like you definitely use more coffee grounds than you would just making hot coffee. Hang on, now I'm distracted here. Let's see, is my guy Palmer here? Yeah, let's get another. I need another little stack here with Herbert. Woman's coin, very fancy, makes frappuccinos at home. I'm not like I'm not a coffee thought leader, guys. I'm not one of those guys that, goes into a coffee store and gets some obscure thing because it's like a Chilean bean that's only found a certain time of the year. That's just not me. I'm just a simple man. I don't do cream. I don't do sugar. I like black coffee and I like it either iced or hot. That's it. That is it. Let's see. Daniel is fudding my 5 week 7 buys. Yeah, that's what happens when you concentrate on a single team. But that's also why you draft 10 wide receivers. No issues with being concentrated on that. I have 0 overlapping running back buys, 0 overlapping QB, 0 overlapping tight end, and plenty of non-week 7 wide receivers as well. Not something I'm concerned about. This is, I feel like, an interesting spot as far as going 10 wide receivers versus a 5th running back. I might actually grab the running back that I was eyeing earlier and go 5 running backs in this build. I wrote about him in the newsletter that's going to come out, and I'm a glutton for punishment for this one. I'm not going to say it because I don't want one of you guys to snipe me. Mans is an herbal tea kind of guy. That sounds about right. He's got some funky stuff in there. Silas does not like his team. We can review a couple teams when we're finished. I know I haven't showed the board. I've had to sacrifice the first few streams we did like this. I was reviewing teams in real time and not thinking about my builds, and I was drafting some bad teams. So I've decided to wait till the end to give full proper review so I can make slightly more optimal picks. Definitely got some names that I haven't got a lot of in this draft. Yeah, this was it is kind of fun now when you do so many of these drafts and you get a guy. I was like, oh, wow, Nelson Aguilar. He's never on the board when I'm picking here. Okay. Let me just make sure there's no wide receiver that I absolutely have to have. I'm generally taking, what's his face now? I'm blanking on him. This is what happens. I can't think. The Denver guy. Oh, KJ Hamler. I'm often taking him late. I think I'm good at wide receiver. I'm going to grab my little running back that I start to have a little bit of a crush on right now after Chris picks. So yeah, there's some rumblings out of KC that Jerick McKinnon could have a decent role. And I think the thesis is that he is going to be kind of what they wanted Le'Veon to be last year, and he might get a decent amount of the pass work, kind of the role that Le'Veon had if CEH doesn't evolve into a full bell cow. So I know we've all done the Jerick McKinnon experiment, but I'm a glutton for punishment, and I can't quit Jerick McKinnon, he of Spark Score fame. Let's see. Let me go and review these teams. Let's see, which one is it? Here it is. All right. Who wants to have their team reviewed? I'll do mine real quick. Finally, we've already talked about it though. Herbert and Lance, 2 QBs, 2 tight ends, Kittle and Everett. Dalvin, your anchor, your hero, your bell cow and chill, your single elite RB, whatever the hell you are calling it. Mostert, Darrell Henderson, James White, Jerick McKinnon, perfectly happy with this running back core. Keenan, Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Chark, Hardman, Aguilar, Sanders, Diami Brown, Josh Palmer. Very happy with this crew. I feel like I have a solid core. I have my double stacks there. I guess Lance is single stacked, but I do have Mostert in there as well. Yeah. This is a ho-hum, run-of-the-mill team for me, but happy with the overall construction there. And like I said, I got a few picks that I haven't been taking, like an Aguilar. I don't have a ton of Emmanuel Sanders. It looks like I did reach for him by ADP. All right, let's do a few teams here. Yes, you need to give me your team slot and name so I can go here. So let's do Alejandro from the 1. Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. We got Christian McCaffrey, Damian Harris, Edwards, Hines, Penny. I think that is a good core of running backs. Very similar draft capital invested as mine. Metcalf, Jefferson, Thielen, Jamar Chase, Boyd, Waddle, Eskridge, Swain. Okay, so going with the triple stack there with Irv Smith, Cole Kmet, Chris Herndon. I haven't been building a lot of teams like this in that I'm generally trying to get at least one top 10 tight end. I very rarely am going past even a Noah Fant or Mike Gesicki type guy. I don't mind. I'm glad you went 3 tight ends in this one, but I guess you could say Irv Smith is maybe on that fringe. There's a little tier break there. So I don't love the tight ends, but I think the stacks look good here. The only other shift I would have is I think with this build, I probably ditch Penny and go with one more wide receiver, especially since you have such a massive bet on the Seahawks. I think I might like one more wide receiver in the mix there. 8 feels just a teeny bit thin, but you did invest a lot of capital in there early. So yeah, I like this team. The tight ends make me a little uncomfortable though. Okay, let's see. 5 slot. Who else wanted it? Yeah, we do have the Sosimo over on ship chasing. I can load it into here as well. Let's see. Who else wanted it? There was someone here. Okay, Paul wants it. I was inverted. I was inverted here. Tannehill in Tua. Okay. That's, I think that's fine as a 2 quarterback combination. It's kind of on the fringe. Maybe you go 3 quarterbacks there. Saquon, Najee, Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette. I think you did a good job pumping the brakes on running back after, using 3 of your first 6 picks on them. Leonard Fournette, not my guy, but you got him almost 2 full rounds? Yeah, over 2 full rounds after or over ADP. Fant, Jarwin, Ferkser, going 3 tight ends there. AJ Brown, Lockett, Higgins, Fuller, Bateman, Brian Edwards, Josh Reynolds, Preston Williams, and Richie James. There we go. We were talking about Richie James there. So you have AJ and Ferkser and Josh Reynolds there. With Tua, you did get the stack in with Preston Williams. I think, ideally you have a little bit more stack stuff there with Tua, but overall, I think the construction is sound. I think the 2-4-9-3 with this build makes sense. And yeah, you got a decent deal on Ferkser there to pair with Tannehill, which looks nice. Yeah, I think this is solid. A little weak at wide receiver, but that's what happens when you use 3 of those picks at running back. Silas. I think he said he didn't like his team. Okay, this is an interesting one. Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes, and then you go with Watson in Bridgewater. Chase Edmonds, Zach Moss, Ronald Jones, David Johnson, Latavius Murray. I think if you are going 0 RB like you did here, this makes sense, getting 5 running backs within this range. You didn't wait super late. All guys that should conceivably get touches right out of the gate. So I like your 0 running back core there. Kelsey and Ingram, and then Hopkins, Lamb, Golladay, Sutton, Gallup, Hamler, AJ Green, Slayton. Yeah, so honestly, I think the only thing, to me, the gift of getting an elite quarterback, and specifically Mahomes, is that you only have to get one more. And I think you found yourself in a weird spot because we don't know about Watson and Bridgewater. I mean, I feel like we don't know what's going to happen there as far as, would Bridgewater be the starter the full season? So I think there's some question marks there. I would prefer to just get a second quarterback who I feel more comfortable about for the rest of the year. I think even late, the Zach Wilson, Carson Wentz, Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, I think I'd prefer to just have one of them and to save that roster spot. And then you can add that to an extra wide receiver and then get up to 9 wide receivers there, because your first 5 are really strong, but then it's a little weaker than I think you maybe want for a 0 RB team, because you did use draft capital on both Mahomes and Kelsey early. So I think that's my only tweak. Go 2 quarterbacks and add 1 more wide receiver. Okay, yeah, Danny Dimes got sniped, was going to go Giants. At that point, it was tough. All right, let's sauce the 10 hole. I'm not sure how I feel about that turn of phrase, saucing the 10 hole, but we will do it. Josh Allen and Matt Ryan, I think that's a good combo there for quarterbacks. Let's see. Well, that's what we were arguing about with Liam. I think that's perfectly fine at that cost. You got them both around ADP. DeAndre Swift, Mike Davis, Singletary, Madison, Savon Ahmed. Yeah, let's see. You got decent deals on both Swift and Mike Davis. You were just kind of scooping running back value along the way here, which I think makes a lot of sense. What is your tight ends? Andrews and Hooper. I think that's a good 2-pair combo. Diggs, Ridley, Landry, Marquise Brown, Parker, Beasley, Perriman, Olamide, and Amari Rogers. Yeah, this looks pretty good to me. I like this construction. I think it's fine to go 2 tight ends with the Andrews Hooper combo. I guess maybe you could have made a choice on Ahmed versus a 10th wide receiver. But yeah, I like it. You get the double stack with Ridley and Olamide. You get the double stack with Allen, Diggs, and Beasley. Yeah, looks like a team I would draft. I like it. Let's see. We can look at a couple more here. 9 spot for Liam. Go Bills 2020. Fields, Baker, Wentz. I think that is a nice trio there late. You get a nice kind of combo of upside and floor with those guys. Chubb, Sanders, Jacobs, Sermon, using definitely capital early. I think if I go Chubb, Sanders, and Jacobs, which I wouldn't, but if I use 3 of my top 6 picks, I'm probably waiting much longer for my fourth running back. I think I'd probably want to be, in the looking for like a James White type, a Gio Bernard type to be my fourth, and then use this pick on a wide receiver. But you still were able to get a decent wide receiver core here. Tyreek, Allen Robinson, Odell, Samuel, Gabriel Davis, Kirk, Tyrell, Nico, Sammy Watkins. I like that crew. Gesicki, Tunyon. I think you can go 2 there for sure. I like that. I think I would maybe just do like a 2v2 on turn the Christian Kirk pick into the running back pick, and then get a running or a wide receiver around pick 88. I don't know who was in that range, but that might be the only switch that I would flip there. Let's see. Anyone else? I will do one more here. We'll do Chris G. Although I don't like looking at Chris's teams because his are always very good and he just wants me to pat him on the back. Lamar Jackson and Sam Darnold, Alvin Kamara, Antonio Gibson, AJ Dillon, Jamal Williams. I think this is definitely how you do it. If you are doing 2 running backs early like that, you only need 2 more. Dillon and Williams are a nice kind of pairing there. McLaurin, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Juju, Pittman, Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, Jamison Crowder, Deshaun Jackson, Devin Duvernay, Logan Thomas, Dan Arnold. So that's definitely where you're much weaker there. I would say Thomas and Arnold is a pretty weak combo. I feel like what I've been trying to do is if I am in the Logan Thomas range, I want to add a Gesicki, a Tunyon, someone in that range, and Noah Fant, and get that pairing of 2. Normally, if I'm doing a Dan Arnold 2, I want it with a top, 4 or 5 tight end, maybe more along the Hawkinson, maybe even Goddard tier. But otherwise, this is a classic hyper fragile Chris team. Got his backdoor stack there with Duvernay, but relatively unstacked for Lamar. Why did you take Lamar there, Chris? I remember when the draft happened, I was kind of confused why you pulled the trigger there. I'm normally waiting until the 6th because you can still get one of those quarterbacks that fall. So I am a little curious about the Lamar pick right there, but I get it structurally. All right, let's see here. Anyone else in here that would like me to review their team? All right. Think we need a student becomes the teacher stream where Pete teaches Liam how to draft. There you go. The tables have turned. Let's see. I thought Andrews or Brown would be there and then Bateman went. Yeah. That's the only problem about when you kind of take those quarterbacks at ADP, then you're a little bit at the mercy of the draft room to kind of complete one of those stacks. But this was fun, guys. If you guys haven't signed up on Underdog, you can still get $25 free bonus cash when you use promo code Pete. We're going to be drafting all summer. I'm in let's see how many of these slow drafts I'm in right now. I'm on the clock in 1. Yeah, I'm in 15 drafts right now at once. I'm trying to inch along to maxing this out. I love you too, Jack. Tune into Club Top Shot tomorrow. We're going to have a fun Club Top Shot tomorrow. We got holo packs to rip. I believe Trey Kirby will be joining. Jack has a holo. I have a holo. We got some of the VIPs joining us. It's going to be a very fun show. Appreciate you guys. Shout out Underdog. Shout out you guys for waking up every morning. And thank you, Hodge. Even though you're a coffee hater, thank you for the tip. We will see you guys tomorrow.